It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. Capital One Arena in our nation's capital. Tonight, the Washington Wizards getting set to match up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Washington begins the game with the basketball. Wall to Beal. Wall to Beal. Deep two there, won't go.
And so much of the shot is before the shot even occurs. As a defense, make him do things he's uncomfortable with. Stay up on him, make him catch the ball outside of his comfort zone.
That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. Paul George. Wall. Porter buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Wizards with the basketball. Wall to Beal. To Wall. That is great vision to set it up. Shot from the lane won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
George to Adams. Not that time.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Carmelo Anthony traded, but Sam Presti turns that into Dennis Schroeder, now on a team built to win.
And I love this acquisition by the Thunder. When you think about Schroeder, he is actually almost the opposite of what Russell Westbrook is. He averaged 19 points, 6.5 assists last year for the Hawks, but he is not a ball-dominant guard. He will have the ball in his hands, but he's more apt to make plays quickly with the ball than Russell, who likes to hold on to the ball towards the end of the shot clock.
Wall sets him up. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. To George. Down to Adams. Wizards grab the rebound. Into the front court. It's Wall. Up by 3. Now pass taken away by the Thunder to Westbrook. From the painted area, won't go down.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Westbrook to Paul George. Wall across the timeline. Leads 3. There it is, John Wall. Good start. He's made his first shot. If you blink, you may miss the fastest man in the NBA.
Man, John Wall is like a blur. When I see him, it reminds me of players I used to guard in the past. Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson. He is that fast with or without the basketball.
Nothing going here on that drive. George, short jumper, won't fall.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty. Wall
to Beal. Slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to...
When you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs, you get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Number 21.
Westbrook to George. Has a chance. Shot by George, misses. Wizards have it. John Wall goes to work. It's Westbrook with the board. To Paul George. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for two.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
20-footer at the buzzer. It's good at the buzzer. He got it out well before the red light came on. And that extends the lead at the end of the first quarter. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Oklahoma City's got it. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason. Paul George, he chooses the Thunder. He stays in OKC.
And how about what Paul George said? He said, it's a perfect opportunity to submit myself and bring a championship where it has never been brought. And I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be Playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beastbrook?
To Schroeder.
See the screen, see it.
Trying to cash in. Not that time. Into the front court comes Wall. Lead stands at 7. There it is, John Wall. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
John Wall, the new modern-day athlete. He battled the knee injury last season and missed 41 contests after undergoing arthroscopic surgery on that knee, and still one of the fastest guys we have in the league today.
Scores from the post.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
It's Washington with the basketball. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Fires the 3. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And he hits the second. Three for 3. Nice. Here's Schroeder with it. Trailing by 10. took it down the lane, but it's no good.
Wait, I'm sorry. You get paid how much money to miss shots like that? That can't happen.
Hey, watch the screen left.
Wall. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Thomas Bryant at the line. Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Westbrook with it. Down 12. Paul George to Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. It's Westbrook. Taken down by Howard. To Wall. Great look and vision. Slam dunk.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
George. Inside, he scores.
Old school equals high percentage.
Wizards at the controls. Wall. Takes stock of the floor. Short jumper off the mark. Westbrook across the timeline. Down a dozen. To George. Down low Adams. That's denied by Howard. Westbrook.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Wall with it up top. He'll run the offense. To Howard. Picked up by the Thunder. Westbrook into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Paul George. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Wall to Beal. Gets it to go. Didn't have many choices there. Lets it fly.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
OKC ball. Westbrook to Adams. Knocked loose. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Wall into the front court. Up a dozen. To Beal. Here comes the screen. Beal. Paul George to Adams. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Into the front court, it's Wall. His guys should be able to get the final shot. Deep three at the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Wizards out in front.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Wizards didn't hold back in that opening half, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. These are the guys getting buckets for the Washington Wizards. The Thunder may be in the building, but they did not show up for this.
It's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
First half stats. Player of the half.
John Wall
Did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
Paul George certainly hasn't contributed much for his team when it comes to scoring. He's been able to get shots up, but more often than not, they just haven't been dropping for him. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
48 wins a year ago for the Thunder. Jay, it took them a while to get to that point, but in so many ways, in the playoffs.
They did. It just seemed like something with their chemistry was a tad bit off with Carmelo Anthony. I think him not being there, him not being in Houston, them getting Andre Robertson back. He's a big-time lockdown defender on the perimeter. You surround him with youth and Hamidou Diallo, Terrence Ferguson, Alex Abrinas. This team has a chance to compete for a Western Conference Finals.
Bradley Beal, consistent effort. He's at 50%.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
It's Russ at the controls.
That's great.
To George.
Hey, shut up.
The shot almost. Beal. Howard. Can't connect. Shot was forced. Westbrook into the front court. The deficit now up to a dozen. Howard with the rebound. Gets a shot up off the mark. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. In watching John Wall, for him to be successful, you get the sense that he needs the ball in his hands most times.
He does, Ed. And there's a new age in the NBA. It's called team basketball. You equate a guard's success to how his team does. And when they're all sharing the sugar, it makes the team that much better and more efficient. For a guard who's trying to break into the elite of the elite, until he relinquishes some of that control and he gets other players involved.
Here comes the screen. It's Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
I got ball. Here we go.
Wall to Beal. Screen coming. Shot from the lane won't go.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Oklahoma City ball. Picked up by the Wizards. Surveys the floor. Porter. Otto Porter. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Everything about Porter is so low-key. No social media, and he's one of the few high-caliber NBA players that manages to stay out of the public eye while producing at an elite level in a number of categories.
To Wall.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you. Hey, double screen.
He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Westbrook with the basketball. His guys down big. Shot. Oh! Okay, they're lucky they get the ball back. New blood coming in for both sides. Schroeder to Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To Wall. Fight to shoot for Washington. Wall to Kelly Oubre. From long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Knocked loose. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. So this remains Thunder basketball. That pass stolen by the Wizards.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Wall to Rivers. Has a look. Add 2 points to the board.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. To Adams. And counted at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
My ball.
Able to convert inside.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. The Wizards way out in front. The Wizards in control of the basketball as we start the fourth. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take all. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
Scores from the post.
And when he gets going, he is automatic from that position on the floor.
And they'll take that any day of the week. Washington basketball. Wall. To Beal. 4-3. Noel with the rebound. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Trailing by 14, Westbrook. Ferguson. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
And ball movement is one of those great things. One of the things you learn early in this game is that if everybody gets involved, then everyone has a chance to win.
To Wall. Stuffs it down with authority. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
From the painted area, won't go down. Schroeder with the basketball. 14-point deficit. Jumper's good.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Wizards with the basketball. Wall to Porter. Nothing going here on that drive. Wall. The Wizards with 4 to shoot. Going to launch beyond the arc. Now that's a contest.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Now the Wizards going to take the timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
The difference is going to be the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Love the hustle. Sprawled out on the deck. Thunder with the basketball. Knocked loose. Wizards come up with it. Austin Rivers. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Runner here won't go. To Beal. Wall. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
To Paul George. Fires the three. Great defense, forcing the miss.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning, putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Bradley Beal trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Beal converts on the three-point play, and the Wizards add to their lead. The Thunder have the possession. George to Westbrook. Paul George to Westbrook. Has a chance. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Now 4 for 9. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Screen coming. Beal. 5 to shoot for Washington to Beal. Here's a chance from long range, and the rebound pulled down by Adams. Westbrook. Ferguson to George. Oh, denied!
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Steven Adams with the slam.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something, get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Whistle stops play. Timeout for Washington. High fives all around. This game is well in hand in the final minute. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. The Wizards are the winners as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Wizards were solid in today's victory. They were very opportunistic on defense, and it earned them a bunch of steals. Those first turnovers made all of the difference. The Thunder didn't get the victory they wanted here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Steals. Player of the game.
John Wall gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf behalf of Ed Coyne and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.